In this video, I will classify various kinds of financial products and then we will build on to these concepts in later videos. So, we can categorize financial products into two categories. One is your fixed income, the other is your non-fixed income. So, what do I mean by non-fixed income and fixed income? Let's start with fixed income. Fixed income has essentially a simple criteria. What is that criteria? Fixed income products give you a fixed percentage. So, what are those products? You have fixed deposits, you have your savings account, you have company bonds, then you have government bonds, then you have municipality bonds, and so on. The idea about these products is they have a fixed return percentage. Fixed return percentage, and this is the thing which is attractive to a lot of investors, that they know the return percentage when they put in their money. But this is not the entirety of the spectrum for your investment products. You can also get into an investment product which is offering you a variable kind of interest rate. So let us have a look at those products which offer you variable interest rates. Now these products would be equity, commodities, or rather just commodity, and your alternative investments or alternate investments. Now, what do I mean by equity, commodity, and alternative investments? Equity can be thought of as your share market, right? But share market is not the entirety of the equity space. For equity, we have two kinds of route. One is your public market, which you normally hear about. The other is your private market. Now we will talk about the private equity space in a while. Let's look at the commodity. Commodity could be your precious metals like gold, silver, or it could be your copper, aluminium, zinc, guar, anything, cotton. So it could be other products, other commodities, other like cotton. Now you can also have a strategic element over here, like let's say uranium. But the thing over here is uranium is not traded so easily. So you have strict protocols with uranium, and there are other strategic metals, right? So we will not get into the details of this part. Now let's look at the alternate forms of investment. What are those? Those could be your art, it could be your painting, it could be your sculptures. I mean, you can think of art, painting, sculpture in the same category. Then it could be your antiques, then it could be, let's say, something like uh, a very precious form of water. I mean, it could be a very pure form of water. Let's say there's a stream of river flowing like Ganges, like, or Ganga river. I mean, for people outside India, you refer it to Ganges or Ganges, and people in India refer it to Ganga water. So Ganga water investment could be an alternative form of investment. Let's say when there's only a specific amount of Ganga water which is pure, and other areas of Ganga water doesn't remain that pure. So you get the drift. So essentially this is your non-fixed interest or variable interest products. Now the moment I say variable return interest, it means that it ranges from minus 100% to positive infinity. Now this is the problem with your variable interest rate. So it gives you this wide range, but your fixed income products doesn't give you that range. It gives you a single number between these two values. So That is a stark difference between fixed income and variable interest products or variable return products. Now let's talk briefly about the public and private part of equity. The private part of equity is essentially can be thought of as your PE, VC or hedge funds. But the problem here is the lines get blurred. The moment you add in more players, they can also take part in your public market. Essentially, what is the difference between public and private market? Public market is open for all people and they can trade it live through, let's say, like BSE or NSE, or let's say like S&P, or various kinds of international or national stock exchanges. Now, the private market is restricted. I mean, it is through the funds which you can invest into. You cannot directly invest into a company through your regular exchanges. When you have to go through a fund house, not broker, I'm talking about fund house, when you have to go to a PE, VC or hedge fund and then they put in your money into some company, that is your private market. Now the lines sometimes gets blurred between public and private, but the idea remains the same, that you invest in companies. So equity meaning investing in company, commodity meaning investing in metals, industrial materials, raw materials, your finished goods. It basically commodity, any kind of commodity. And alternative investments means these investments are really not a form of investment. They were made for some other usage. They were made to solve some different kind of a problem. It could be a creative, spiritual or religious problem, or rather it could be a spiritual, religious or some kind of creative interest product. So those products actually also might increase in terms of their value, because demand for those products could change over the course of time. So you are trying to bet on the future demand. So that's the whole spectrum of your variable interest return products. Now, the moment you think about the risk of this variable interest products, now mind you that even the fixed interest products have a risk. They don't always offer you that return percentage which they promise. The company bond could obviously become junk. Now what I mean by junk is they could refuse to pay you back because they might not have that money to pay you. So there is a kind of risk to that also, that you might not get your bond fixed return, but there's a less percentage to that. And how do we quantify that? So we have a whole department of risk management and probability theory to govern and understand that idea, that what exactly is the inherent risk to any kind of a financial product, whether it is a fixed income product or whether it's a variable interest kind of a product. So that makes a case for a different video. Let's also think of a financial product which tries to manage risk from an economic perspective, and that is your insurance. It could be health insurance, it could be your vehicle insurance, it could be your life insurance, it could be anything, it could take any form. And if you Google about exotic insurance products, you can understand that insurance is done on so many assets and investments that it's well pervasive all throughout the financial products. So to capture the risk of fixed and non-fixed investment products, you have two ways. One, do risk management. The other, take refuge of insurance products, and sometimes they're intertwined with each other. So this was a brief idea on the various kinds of financial products which we have: fixed income, variable interest, then insurance products, and then risk management, to club all these three together in one basket.